Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to come and, first of all, speak against House Bill 4328. But before I do that, I do want to give credit where credit is due. First, I'm going to say to all of the staff members who have put the budget together under general government, particularly, which consists of 9 state departments plus revenue sharing, I tip my hat to them because it's a tremendous amount of work that has been done, and they have done the job year after year after year after year. And I think that they need to be recognized for all the good that they've done. Our Democratic staff, of course, has been very, very adept at being able to read through the budget and tell us what it means and what it also doesn't mean. And I thank them for all that they have done. Now I want to talk about, Mr. Speaker, I want to give credit where it's due. In this budget report that comes back, the conference report included $50 million for film initiatives, and I think that's extremely important because I think that the film industry in this state is a burgeoning, growing business and should be invested into by the state. We have a 4.8% increase in the EVIP funding, which I think is appropriate after I say that it shouldn't have been taken out of there in the first place because what it represents is the statutory revenue sharing payments that should have been continued and not disrupted at all. The conference report also includes $4.9 million for the facility for rare isotope beams at Michigan State University. I believe that that is on the cutting edge of research and discovery, which is going to benefit this state and indeed perhaps all of mankind in the future. The conference report also includes a $2 million grant for arts and cultural grants. I think that's important too. We cannot have a good society where we do not recognize the arts and give them money so that they can do the things they need to do to uplift young people and to bring them in culturally. If all you have to do is look around this room and you can see why there is a need to support and fund the arts and cultural grants. The conference report also includes funding for the Detroit and Grand Rapids pre-college engineering programs. I think that is one of the most significant and important things that we could have done with young people. We talk about supporting education. This is a step to make sure that young people who want to become engineers and learn about.
Members, one of our colleagues is attempting to address the body on this bill. I would appreciate your attention. Speaker recognizes Representative Durhal.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The report also includes that the Detroit and Grand Rapids pre-college engineering programs be refunded. I think that's extremely important. It will guarantee that this state will be able to produce engineers to take on jobs out of the automobile industry and other industries that need engineering. The conference report, however, does not concur with the House cut to the Department of Civil Rights, and I agree with that 100%. To take and penalize the department for merely doing its constitutional job, I think is wrong. And I think that the Senate was absolutely correct in seeing the wrong that was done in the General Government Committee to the Department of Civil Rights and corrected it by not concurring with the House cut. Now to the bad news. The investment that was made in the conference report in the EVIP is a long way from restoring cuts that were made to statutory revenue sharing. I've said that before, and I say it again. We have 23 cities, 23 of them, which are teetering on the brink of ending up like the city of Detroit has ended up, perhaps having an emergency manager put in there to straighten out the books in these cities. We don't talk about those cities because the names of some of those cities would shock the entire state. But believe me, there are many cities in this state that need the kind of support that only the state of Michigan could give to them in terms of revenue sharing and in terms of stepping in and trying to assist the city, not by taking it over, but by assisting it with the money that it needs and the expertise that the state has that they could lend to a city that is struggling. The conference report creates a brand new Roads and Risk Reserve Fund. It deposits $230 million general fund into it, but we don't know, because there's no boilerplate that's included that talks about who is going to get the funding and what the funding is literally going to be used for. I think that before we start setting up funds, we need to know exactly what that money is going to be for, where it's going to go, and how soon it's going to be spent. The conference report includes an additional $400,000 general fund for the executive's unclassified positions. How many positions? I don't know. What they want to do with this $400,000? I don't know. I think we'll have to find out a little later. Again, I think that's bad appropriating. If you want $400,000, you should be able to tell the Appropriations Committee what that money is going to be used for and how. The conference report on the Department of State budget includes an increase in the record fee lookup. You call the Secretary of State for assistance, and then they charge you for looking up records. I think that's a little bit backwards. When we give services to the people of this state, it really should be done at no charge, especially the Secretary of State's office, who has all of the records and has all the computers. They should be able to give a little old lady from Saginaw the information that she needs free of charge. And I don't think that taxpayers should pay another tax, because that's what this is, to have them to look up a record when that's their part of their duty. So I come to you and I say that House Bill 4328 is well-intentioned. It's a decent budget, but it's not the best budget that we could have produced. And I therefore ask for all of you to vote this down, and let's send it back to the drawing board, and let's come out of there with a better budget. Thank you.